The gas station was eerily quiet as I started my first solo night shift. I had gotten used to the hum of the coolers and the distant sound of cars whooshing by on the highway, but everything now felt amplified. The fluorescent lights overhead flickered occasionally, casting jittery shadows on the floor. The security camera feed sputtered with static, and each crackle made my stomach tighten with nerves. I kept reminding myself to relax, but it was hard not to feel on edge, knowing the nearest help was miles away through the dark woods that surrounded us. I busied myself with wiping down counters, the rhythmic motion somewhat calming my jittery senses. Around midnight, I noticed the first sign of something strange. The monitor picked up movement in the rear parking lot. I shrugged it off at first as a stray animal. We were in the middle of nowhere, after all, and wildlife was a normal occurrence. I leaned closer to the grainy screen, peering through the lines of static. It seemed like a small figure, perhaps a large raccoon or a stray dog, scuttling off into the trees. An hour passed, the occasional hum of a car breaking the silence. Then the monitor flickered again. This time, a hooded figure appeared at the edge of the screen. It was unmistakably human, moving slowly toward the back door. My heart thudded as I watched it creep closer, seemingly with purpose. I glanced toward the back, half expecting to see them standing there through the dusty glass. But there was nothing. I looked back at the screen, noticing the figure now stood right at the door, as still as a statue, as if listening or waiting. Suddenly, the store lights dimmed, a partial power cut plunging the far corners of the station into shadow. Panic clawed at my insides as the office phone rang, the shrilled tone making me jump. With trembling hands, I picked it up. But no one spoke. Only distant, crackling static filled my ear. I hung up quickly, eyes darting back to the screen. The figure was gone from the door, and I felt a flicker of hope that maybe it was just a passerby. But the front door, the automatic sliding glass, began to glitch, unlocking and sliding open without warning. I bolted to the office, my sanctuary behind a thick glass barrier, and locked myself in. I watched the screens intently, half expecting the figure to appear inside the store. Then, horror prickled my skin as I caught sight of them entering the storage room. My heart sank as I realized they had bypassed the locked doors, moving with precision, avoiding every camera. It was as if they knew the building better than I did, each step deliberate, each shadow they disappeared into purposeful. Then the phone rang again. The sound drilled into my brain, now far more sinister. With a deep breath, I picked up. A chill ran through me as a distorted voice whispered my name before the line went dead. I dropped the phone as though it had burned me, my skin crawling with the feeling of being watched, of being hunted. Unable to shake the sense that whoever it was knew me, knew I was alone. Minutes felt like hours until the red and blue lights finally flashed outside, illuminating the darkness in brief, jarring bursts. The police arrived, moving through the station cautiously, guns drawn. They found no one, not in the storage room or anywhere nearby. I watched from my haven in the office as they inspected the monitors, pointing gruffly at the replay. To my horror, the footage showed no person, no hooded figure, just an empty, eerily still parking lot, the image steady and unwavering. The officers gave me apologetic looks, dismissing the events as a prank or stress-induced paranoia, even as they jotted down my story with brief, clinical notes. I nodded numbly. knowing what I had seen, what I had heard, what I had felt. Before leaving, I made a firm decision. The next morning, I handed in my resignation. I heard whispers about other night shift workers claiming strange experiences, a collective shiver of fear spreading through our little community of attendants. That gas station, now forever etched in my mind as a place haunted by the unseen, became a place I'd never willingly visit again.